English students, let's talk about the research paper. My name is Mrs. Peacock, and I want us to discuss the many aspects that are involved within a research paper that are not involved in your average essay. For this research paper, I would like you to utilize outside sources, so that could be articles, books, documentaries, etc. As long as the source is reliable, I'm not too worried about what type of source. It could be you find a really interesting documentary on Netflix, or you may find an interesting article in a magazine, just depending on your topic. But as long as it's a reliable source, you can use it. And if you're not sure if it is reliable, feel free to email me and ask too. But you're using this outside source to learn about an influential person and how he or she has influenced today's society, whether for the better or for the worse. While you may choose the person, please ask my permission for your topic before beginning your research. So we are going to have a topic proposal outline, and there's thorough instructions in the first thread in discussion board. If you click discussions, it's the very first one. So that's how you're asking permission for your topic, is by proposing it in that outline. But if you do have any questions, let me know. Also, you may not repeat a topic that you have written about in the past. So that could be during your English 101 class or your high school classes, and I'll explain why. All of your essays are going to be scanned with an anti-plagiarism checker, and if you turn in the same essay you turned in for 101, there's a really good chance it's already in the system and it's going to come up as a plagiarized essay. It'll highlight the entire essay and point out exactly which sentences came from another source. So it's important that you write this essay as an original essay. Also, it's just ethically questionable because it wouldn't be fair to just reuse another essay versus your classmates having to write an essay from scratch. So just make sure whichever topic you choose is one that you've not written about in the past, that it's a brand new essay topic. The rough draft is due Wednesday, October 4th by midnight, and you'll turn all of your rough drafts into the discussion board. We use the discussion board for rough drafts so that you guys can peer review each other's essays. You can give each other feedback on ways to improve the essay, and then use that feedback to revise your essay so that you turn in a final draft that's polished and as close to error-free as possible. The final draft is the essay I'll grade, and that's the one that's been revised with peer review. It's due Wednesday, October 11th by midnight, and you'll turn that into the week 5 content folder. So when you click content, you'll just click week 5, and it'll literally say submit your research paper final draft here. All of your papers are turned in Blackboard, of course. And so the rough drafts are turned into discussions, and then the final drafts are turned into content. Notice this essay is worth 40% of your final grade. It's by far the heaviest weighted essay. It really counts as 2 essays, but that's because the research paper is the most involved. It's also the longest essay that you'll write for the whole class. And I actually like to start off with the research paper so you guys are coming in with extra energy and ready to work. And then at the end of the semester, when other classes have final exams or maybe some other essays due for your other courses, we'll have assignments that aren't quite as work intensive. So we'll knock out the hardest one first, and then it'll be smooth sailing after this. The length for the research paper should be at least 1,000 words in length. That does count your works cited page, and any in-text citations, that's every word on the paper, will count towards that word count. The formatting is 12-point Times New Roman font, double spaced with MLA heading and style. So I'm going to show you an example in the Siegel textbook, and that's the one that you used for English 101 as well. Notice we have a header that has your name, my name, the course, and the date that the paper is due. Also notice you have a page number in the upper right hand corner with your last name next to it. Also, the paper is double spaced with a title at the top that's centered. So page 192 in the Siegel textbook is a great one to bookmark for future reference. Also, let's take a look at this topic sheet again. You must have a works cited page. It's not a research paper without a works cited page. And when I say works cited page, I do not mean copy and pasted website links. I mean complete citations. You have to have finished citations for it to be a works cited page. So I'm going to point out an example in your textbook for it as well. Page 199 in the Siegel textbook has a fantastic example to use as a guide for a works cited page. Notice it starts with the title Works Cited. The citations are all in alphabetical order. They're also double spaced. And this is what complete citations look like. And it really depends on the type of source you're citing on what all needs to be included. But in the green section of your Seagull book, there's examples on ways to cite every kind of source. But if you need help locating an example, just simply email me and ask the question, and I can help guide you through that best example. Also, if you're not sure if this source is a reliable source, you can even send me the information in an email and I'll check it with you. You must include at least 3 outside sources. That is the minimum for this assignment, 3 outside sources. Of course, if you find 4, 5, or 6, you can have more than 3, but 3 is the minimum. If you don't have 3, you will get counted off on your content for the paper. I do have a final draft late submission rule, and that's 10 points off every day late. And all of your final drafts will be graded using the English 102 grading rubric, and that is on the Getting Started page of Blackboard. It's towards the bottom, but I've already got the grading rubric there, so you guys can click into it and let me know if you have any questions about it. But that's the same grading rubric that all of the English faculty use for our classes. Also, your paper will be scanned with anti-plagiarism software, so just make sure if you use an outside source to put it on the works cited page. You need to list it. Also, you need to give credit by doing an in-text citation. So the in-text citation is just an area where you'll put, like say if you quote information, you have the author and the page number the information came from. This is page 154 in your book. But these are some examples of in-text citations. When you put information in your paper you didn't know originally, you do need to have in-text citations. But notice there's examples 154, 155, it just depends on the source you're using if there's multiple authors. This is a very helpful one. Page 156 has author unknown. A lot of websites, they'll have really great information and come from a reputable source, but they don't list an author. So when the author is unknown, make sure that you include the title of the source, the title of the article. In this example for number 7, it's Every Patient's Nightmare is the title of the article. And notice how they punctuate it with quotation marks around it, so that lets the reader know that it does include the title of the article. But if you're ever not sure how to do in-text citations or the works cited page, please let me know. I'm happy to guide you through this process, because I understand some of you this may be only your second research paper. You may have done one in English 101, and depending on when you took 101, it may have been a while since you've done a research paper. So I'm happy to assist you through this process. Also, we have a fantastic writing center with tutors that can tutor you online or in person. And the way to make an appointment is just to go to wallace.edu, Campus Life and Resources, and then Writing Center. And that'll take you to their webpage where you can make an appointment. But it's a free service to all Wallace students. I highly recommend it, especially for students who may have struggled with writing in the past or are unsure how to do a research paper. They can literally walk you through every step of the writing process, whether that's choosing a topic, organizing your paper, or once you have the paper written, going over that paper with you, sentence by sentence. So, highly recommend our Writing Center. I'm also here to assist you, and I'm happy to help you through this research paper. Have a good day.